What's happening, YouTube? I'm just making an update video today. I don't really have much to talk about. Just kind of what I've been up to, the freight market, stuff like that. I mean, freight's really good right now. I'm just on my way back from Laredo, Texas right now, and that's why I've got a few minutes to kill here. It doesn't deliver until 10 o'clock tonight. So I'm chilled out like 15 miles up here in Muncie, Indiana. Last time I talked to you, I was in Elo, Arizona, and I got that 10.55 on 900 and some miles. Today I got 10.86 on 934 miles. So the old truck's been doing really good since I fixed that boost leak. I'd really recommend maybe every, I don't know, maybe every 6 months, every something like that. Check your truck for boost leaks. It's really helped it. I don't know how long mine had been leaking. I thought, my fuel mileage was still good, but I thought it should be better, and I checked it, and I did. I had a boost leak. So yeah, since I left that Eloy, I went to Vegas and down to Los Angeles and came back to Indiana, and then I wanted to try something, so I've been hauling furniture for the last almost 3 years, every single week, 10 to 20 stops every single week, unless I go out to the West Coast, and then it takes me about 10 days or 12 days to do the whole round and get back to Indiana, and then I take the rest of the week off. And but anyway, yeah, that's what I've been doing basically the last 3 years, which is great, and that's always what I've wanted. Is something steady every single week, and that's how I found. That's how you really just don't. I don't know how I want to say this. For me, what I'm trying to do is be as profitable as I can. What I'm really trying to do is get myself out of debt totally, and once I do that, I'm going to slow down, I think. But right now, I don't want to take any time off. I always take 2 weeks off in the summer, and I take a little time off for Christmas. But other than that, I work every single week. There's no, I got some money in the bank. I'm going to take some time off. I work every single week, and that's with this furniture and having 2 trailers. That's what it allows me to do. Is when I'm working, they're filling my trailer up for the next week, and I have no downtime. It's 4 miles from my house. All I have to do is go drop and hook and head out again, and that's what I do. I'm home pretty much every weekend, unless, like I said, I go out west. But I said all that to say this: all my outbound freight's been that furniture, and I was like, I just want to try something else for a month. I thought I'll give myself a month. So I went from Indianapolis to Kenosha, Wisconsin, or around that area, back and forth, Indianapolis to Kenosha, and I did that for a month. And I have to say, my quality of life was a lot better. I'd leave Monday morning, and sometimes I'd be home Thursday night if they would unload me. And most of that time was just setting. It was only 200 and some miles back up there, and so for the month, I averaged 1,500 miles a week. For that month, and it was almost, even with my deadhead and everything, it was almost $3 a mile. All miles deadhead and the whole work. So it was nice. I don't make as much money doing that as I do furniture, but you don't have near as many miles. So your equipment would last a little longer. I was hauling a lot heavier loads. All my stuff up was 44 to 45,000 pound loads, Gatorade loads, water loads, that paid good, but you still are able to get good fuel mileage as long as you drive slow, and that, of course, is flat ground, but it's high wind also. I haven't got less than 9 miles a gallon since I fixed that boost leak, and that was in the 1st of May. Yeah, so for the last 2 months, everything's been above 9. A lot of them have been above 10. If I'm able to drive slow and have a fairly light load, I'm able to get, in that 10. About the freight market. Before I forget, when I was up, I meant to say this, and I hope this guy watches this video. I got to tell you, I was so thrilled I was in Chicago. I think it was the first week I was up there. We were on 80 and the traffic was backed up, so we're just creeping. I've just got it in third gear, maybe idling, and this truck pulls up next to me, and he's like wanting me to roll my window down. I thought I had some flat tire or something like that, and he rolled his window down and he said, "Hey, I love your YouTube videos." And I just like, I couldn't believe that anybody, that's the first time anybody's ever recognized me. And because I had the trailer with the tail and of course my company name's on the side of it. And we kind of, got away from each other. And then he talked to me again. And he said he bought his truck because of my videos. It was a truck, it was a Nussbaum truck. They were over there in Bloomington, Normal area. They're spec'd exactly like this one. The only difference is that they've got 12-speed automatics, and this is a direct drive 10. Theirs is a direct drive 12. This is a manual, though. So I was really thrilled. It made my day. I lit up. I just couldn't believe that anybody had recognized from YouTube. But anyway, so if you watch this, I was really thought that was neat. So thanks for stopping. And if anybody else sees me out, in the parking lot or anything, don't hesitate to come up and say hi or anything like that. I've lost my train of thought now. But no, as far as you can look on your YouTube analytics, and this is just kind of a everything video. I don't really have any kind of agenda. But you can look at your analytics and you can see who's been watching your videos. And the age range of mine is 25 to 34-year-old males are who watches my videos. And I'm glad, because older guy, you're probably going to be, once down the road, I'm not going to be, I probably still will. I was going to say maybe I won't be watching my money so close, but I probably will. I just can't give that much money away in fuel. You're talking a guy like me getting the fuel mileage I am to a guy getting 5 miles a gallon, you're talking $25,000 a year in fuel. And that's just the way it is. I try to tell a buddy of mine, we were just talking about that one day. He's got a 2014 International. This is a 2014 Freightliner. And I tried telling him, he drives like crazy. He drives fast all the time. I'm talking fast. And I said, why don't you just slow down a little bit? There's no reason to drive that fast. And he goes, I like to drive fast. I'm like, that's okay. And I said, if you just get one more, if you go from 5 to 6, he's getting around 5. So if you go 5 to 6, that means a lot more than me going, say, I'm averaging, I think right now for 30 days, I think I'm 9.7, 9.8 for the last 30 days, but let's say 9.5, just that's what I figured up here. Going from 5 to 6 is a lot more than going from, say, 9.5 to 10.5. And I figured this up here for this video. At current fuel price, national fuel price, if he went from 5 to 6, he would, and I base everything, like I said before, on 100,000 miles. That's when I'm doing figures and things, roughly 100,000 miles where I'd like to be. So on 100,000 miles, current fuel price, if he went from 5 to 6, he would save $10,834. But if I went from 9.5 to 10.5, at the same deal, same fuel price, same miles, it would only save me $3,258. So when you're really in a basement, going 1 mile a gallon is a lot better than, say, if you're up to a higher range of fuel mileage, trying to jump up any. You gain, yeah, sure, every little bit counts, but not near as much as when you're really, really low. But I was glad to see that, younger guys maybe just getting the industry are watching these videos, and hopefully they'll get something out of it. And things that I've learned, I'm learning stuff every day. By no means that I got everything figured out, but the more you do it, the better you get at it. And that goes for everything, broker loads. Unfortunately, the more stuff that breaks, the more stuff you learn. And if you're into doing your own maintenance, everything that breaks, you learn something. And you're like, okay, if that happens, I'll know what to do next time. So you get better as time goes on. It's like the first truck I bought. My first semi was only $5,000. I sat there and worked on it and spent a bunch of money on it. You know what? At the end of the day, I still had an old piece of junk truck that I should have never bought. It never broke down on me or anything, but it was still just an old junky truck. I'd rather have a truck payment than an old junky truck that's paid off. That's one thing I've learned. The more I run this like a business, the better things are. And when I say that, there was a time when I didn't pay quarterly taxes, and you pay at the end of the year. And you are supposed to pay quarterly taxes, and if they catch you, they will penalize you. It happened to me one year. Even though my taxes weren't late, they were paid by April 15th, but since I didn't pay them quarterly, it's not a big fine. It's $110 the IRS fined me. No big deal, but I'm telling you, it's stuff like getting over the hump. The way I always felt, I was like, man, if I could just get over this hump and have enough money sitting there, no matter what happened, I'd be okay. And finally I am over that hump now, and that's from never taking any time off, being laser focused with every number I've got. And some people think that doesn't sound like much fun, but that's what I'm saying. Having money in the bank is fun to me. This is a business. This isn't a hobby. If I want to go out, and I'll go buy a motorcycle or something if I want something cool. But the more stuff that I try to do like that, paying quarterly taxes, I always wanted to pay my insurance in full. And that's a big check to write, but I did it last year, and I'm going to do that every year from now on. I knew I was going to have we didn't estimate enough for my taxes because it was a good problem to have. I made more money than I thought I would last year and spent a lot less money in fuel. So I paid my insurance premium off just in one check, and then it was done for the whole year. And that's what I'm going to do every year now. It was just nice to cut that check and be done with it for the year. Oil sampling. Just being on top of things. Being just as soon as a month's over, I do my books for that month. As soon as the quarter's over, I do my fuel tax. I try to pay everything early. What I mean is the fall is my busy time. Insurance renewal, base plates, keep trucking. That's what I use. My ELD has got to be paid for the year. Drug consortium's got to be paid, and now we have to do the clearinghouse, the drug clearinghouse. That has to be done by the end of the year. I guess we have to do that every year now. What's the other thing? Trailer plates. That doesn't have to be done until the end of February. I think I had mine paid in September. And the more you run this like a business, if you're really trying to be efficient, if you're a younger person, I'm not real young, but I mean I'm not old either. If you're a younger person and you're really trying to be as efficient as you can, that's the kind of stuff I've learned. The more you do that, the better you get, the better your business is. And I don't know, I'm rambling, but I think a lot. Anybody that drives a truck, you think a lot about things. And when I was getting into this, I worked for a guy, and I watched owner operators that had cool trucks and stuff. It was really sad. These guys, their wives would be showing up halfway through the week and getting an advance on their next paycheck. And I was like, man, this just looks like a sorry life, and it really can be. It is what you make out of it. I mean, if you're just spending money on chrome, and which is fine if you got the money to do it, but a lot of these guys didn't, and that's what I'm trying to tell you is, if you're really trying to run this like a business, run it like a business. Don't run it like a hobby. What's that expression I heard? If you run it like a business, it'll pay you like a business. If you run it like a hobby, it'll cost you like a hobby. You don't make money off hobbies. And there's a lot of truth to that. But I watch these poor guys. I mean, they just, one after another would go broke. And I was like, I don't ever want to be like that. And the guys working for, he'd be cussing these guys, these idiots. They're putting chrome and this and that on their trucks, and they don't even have enough money to put tires on their truck, or their engine would blow. They don't have any money, and he would have to spot them the money, or they would go broke. And I just seeing that over and over and over, I thought, I don't want to ever be like that. And that's why I am the way I am, and it's worked out well for me. So I've rambled here for a long time. I hope you got something out of this video. It's really about nothing. Freight market's good. Equipment's high if you're getting into it. Just know that. But Hope you all stay profitable out there and have a good day. Thanks for watching.